Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming today. Disclaimer, I encourage you to seek it on our website with more time to read. So I'll start off with just a quick summary. We're a mid-stage copper exploration company. We're in the Zambian-Congo copper belt, where we control over 80% of the land package. We're 506 square kilometers adjacent to First Quantum's Kansanshi. Kansanshi is the largest mining complex, copper mining complex in Africa. A state-of-the-art smelter, TSX-V plants, truly remarkable facility. Now, I believe that usually the best investment opportunities are the simplest ones to explain. Myself as an investor, I approach things as a checklist. Does it check the boxes? So I'd like to walk through in the same way with everybody here. So we'll start with the commodity. I'm sure throughout the day we'll hear a lot of anecdotes, a lot of stats from various bankers and trading houses of why copper is going to be in strong demand for years to come. Firm believer there. We've got a strong base where it is. I think it's got room to go up. The supply-demand metrics are pretty self-explanatory. And over the past quite some time, the copper space has lacked exploration dollars funding it, which has led to few and far between when it comes to discoveries. Jurisdiction. This is one of a very important thing that we have going for us here. The Zambia-Congo copper belt should be about the second largest copper producer in the world. World-class mines all around us, including massive infrastructure, like I mentioned at Kansanshi, smelter, TSX-V plants, all the support infrastructure in place all throughout the region as well. I'll show you a map in the next slide as well. And recently, very importantly, pro-mining president has been elected in Zambia. This is making a lot of waves. I was just at the Mining Indaba in Cape Town a few weeks ago, and Zambia was the talk of the town. Everybody's very impressed by the president, who believes his job is to support business, not hamper it. And he understands that mining is the backbone of their economy and wants to do everything that he can to support mining. Just some quotes here from Mark Bristow of Barrick while down at Indaba. And he's looking to buy in Zambia, where a few years ago he was looking to offload his Lumwana asset. Now it's quite the opposite. One of his quotes, speaking about the president, is, quote, "He's a breath of fresh air." And I absolutely agree with that. So drilling down the jurisdiction a little bit. In orange here are the Midnight Sun licenses. First Quantum's Kansanshi. 60 kilometers to the west is Barrick's Lumwana mine. Another 60 kilometers from there is the Sentinel copper complex of First Quantum. And you can see the red highway there. That's the toll road used there. First Quantum as trucking material from Sentinel to Kansanshi for processing, right through our property. And we're about 10 kilometers to mine gate there at Kansanshi. That proximity really means that our economic goalposts are about as good as you could possibly get. Next on the checklist, record of management. Our team's done this before. Experienced geological team with multiple discoveries to credit. We've a team with background in banking and finance. Most recently, our team were founders of Rox Gold, where we discovered the Yaramoko mine, now owned by Fortuna. Our VP of Exploration won AME BC Colin Spence Award for Excellence in Global Mining. Now, we have large-scale potential. We've seen on the map that we're surrounded by some very, very impressive deposits and mines. Ivanhoe's Kamoa-Kakula mine as well, just across the border in the DRC. So this is what's known as the Domes region, hosts very, very significant deposits. So in our 500 square kilometers, we've identified a number of mineralized areas. What we view now is to establish size and the size potential that goes with it. Just highlighting a few in our short time we have today. The Gazeba Dome here, Buried Dome, similar to Kansanshi. Western Flank and Crunch Zone, structural targets. The Me Too trend is about 17-kilometer series of anomalies with no mineralization. And Dumbois there, it's about 20-kilometer soil anomaly. The soil is grading over 0.7% copper in soil, largest soil anomaly on record in Zambia. There's some of the highlights for each of those areas. Again, we're right next to all the Kansanshi infrastructure. That's 1 billion tons of 0.78% copper there with 4 million ounces of gold to boot. Us next door in the Gazeba Dome, see some impressive grades. Over 11 meters of 5.7% copper. In Me Too, the best hole we've drilled, 11.6 meters of 4.23% copper equivalent. Dumbois, like I mentioned, 20-kilometer soil anomaly, over 0.7% copper appearing in those soils. And then the Western Flank and the Crunch Zone, both undrilled, large structural and geophysical targets. So we'll just take a quicker look at two of these. Me Too. This pod here is where we made our initial discovery. That's about 1 kilometer by 500 meters. And we've drilled it off with a rough average of about 1% copper. As you can see, so we drilled it off, lost continuity, tried to figure out what was going on there. We stepped out with air core drills to try and pick it up again. And when we did, we hit over here Lakota. And that's where we hit the 4.25% hole. Promptly lost continuity again, with left us scratching our heads a little bit. So we flew a VTEM survey, which came back with this information here. Turns out we had drilled off that initial discovery zone, but it also highlighted all these other much larger anomalies that remained to be drill tested. And here's an image of the Dumbois soil anomaly, again illustrating the massive size and strike. What we've determined is the structural controls here are complex, but we are actively working to delineate the structural controls so we can properly attack this. Our drill results to date have supported that this does have legs, but it is complex. Now, I should also mention that the past 2 years, the project has been operated by Rio Tinto under an earn-in agreement. Just yesterday, we announced that we've terminated the earn-in agreement. They weren't going to be able to meet their thresholds for the earn-in. So we are getting operation back ourselves, which I'm very excited about. We're in a very strong cash position. We're going to be able to fund our drill campaign here out of pocket. And Rio Tinto has generated a phenomenal database of geophysics and geochemical data that we've added to our own to come up with a better understanding of these structures that control Dumbois, that control Me Too, as well as illustrate some of these new areas that we looked at, Crunch Zone, Western Flank, etc. So we're looking forward to a major drill campaign shortly with all of this added data that we now have. So a quick summary. Large land position in exceptional jurisdiction, 10 kilometers from Kansanshi, 60 kilometers from Lumwana, 120 from the Sentinel, and just under 200 from Kamoa-Kakula. This is an area with truly world-class deposits in a very welcoming jurisdiction where if you discover it, they'll encourage you to build it. We've high-grade discoveries, known mineralization throughout the project. An experienced geological team, the proven track record, and I think we're looking for the right target mineral in copper. So that's my time for now, but I look forward to speaking one-on-one. Please reach out anytime.